Since our singing voices didn't make it to Nashville,
we figured we would use our voices in a completely different way.
we're two friends hanging out, sharing about our businesses.
Our journeys to motherhood, things we love, and making time to do life
Together. This is
Two Chicks and a Glass. Hey everyone. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. It is Two Chicks in a Glass. I am LaShonda and I am the one half of Two Chicks in a Glass.
Hey y'all, I am Angie or Angela Robertson, and I'm the other half of Two Chicks in a Glass.
And we are excited to be here. Today, we are going to be talking to you about hair, like our hair products, how hair makes women feel. Today is really all about hair. And so before we jump into hair, I'm going to tell you what's in my glass like we normally do. So today I am having a red, and it's actually a red blend, and I have the bottle here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can capture the link and you can also see the bottle that I'm holding up if my light allows you to, and it's probably not. But it is a blend, a red blend by Becker Vineyards, and I'm so excited to talk about this wine because one, I'm a wine club member at Becker, but it's a Texas wine. And if you're not from Texas and you're not familiar with the Texas Hill Country and what we call wine country, which is the Fredericksburg area, then you may not be very familiar with Texas wines. So, but Becker Vineyards is one of the Texas wineries there. Just so you know, like Fredericksburg, Texas Hill Country is booming right now for different wines and different wineries. It's like another Napa, if you've ever been to Napa, but it's all Texas grown wines, Texas wineries and winemakers. So I'm excited to introduce you to a Texas wine if you have not tried it. But Becker Vineyards is the wine that I'm having, and the name of this wine is Culinaria. And Culinaria is actually a festival that we have here in San Antonio, Texas. And so this blend and this wine was made specifically for that food and wine festival. And it's such a good time here, like all that week. It's usually, just so you know, it's September 10th through 13th. So for those 3 days, there are like different events going on in San Antonio. It's food, it's wine, it's like chefs are being recognized, winemakers are being recognized, and you're just being introduced to the culinary side of San Antonio. And so this wine was created specifically for that festival. It's a blend. It's 20% Zinfandel, 20% Dolcetto, 15% Barbera, 15% Mourvedre, 15% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 15% Tannat. So if you're not familiar with all those grapes, look them up. They're good grapes. But this is an amazing wine. I really, really would recommend that you try it. It's one of my favorite ones. Actually, in my wine pantry right now, I have this is the 2018. I have the 2018 and I think the 2017, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the 19, but in my pantry. So I actually have 3 bottles of this right now. So it's definitely worth it. It's a dark red and it's perfect for you to have. So that's what's in my glass. Make sure you try some. I'm gonna, again, Angie, we're gonna link we're gonna link the bottle to the bottom of our video here on YouTube. And so get you a glass. Angie, what's in your glass?
Well, tonight my mouth is watering, and I have water in my glass.
That's what I figured.
Because I'm sitting on my ball and I'm pregnant. But you know what? You just sold me that wine because I'm like, I can't wait to try it. But how about I tell you what's on my lips? Actually, right now, nothing, because I want to show my people on YouTube the lippy of today. It's going to be this awesome chapstick. Okay, so it's really like a lip balm and it's hydrating. And because we're talking about hair and hydration and all of the things, I figured this one would be really great. This one's called Pink Grapefruit. So I like to use it on my lips. I'll add a little. And then it's perfect to put on your cheeks as well. So you can do like a little bit of blush with this chapstick or lip balm, as well as have a lip color. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal. So all those blends you got in your wine, it's like a 2-for-1 in a lip balm.
I agree. And it looks so good. Like when you put it on your cheeks, like it's perfect. And I never would have thought of that until you told me just now.
Yeah, so this is awesome. So now we have our wine of the day, our lippy of the day, and I'll definitely link that. Now let's go ahead and get into the hair. How about it?
Let's do it. And I'm so excited because our hair is so different. Like, if you're not watching the YouTube video, I have micro locks and I've had them now for a little over a year and a half. And they're about neck length. So I have micro locks, and Angela, you have you're natural, but tell us a little bit more about like your natural process because your hair is straight right now.
Yeah, so I used to get relaxers for like almost my whole life up until like I probably started when I was 12. So I got relaxers for a long time, and this is just a side note because y'all, when I was little, every time I got relaxers, I would like get sick, physically sick, like because of all of the chemicals, which like now looking back, I understand why I probably got so sick. But so I decided to transition out of relaxers, and it was 100% by mistake. I can't even pretend like it wasn't, but it was by mistake. I just, I stopped getting relaxers, and I went in this beauty salon to go and get a relaxer. And she said, you know what? I don't think you need a relaxer. What about a Brazilian blowout? Have you ever had that before? And I was like, no. And the lady convinced me to try it. So now I get Brazilian blowouts about every 6 months. So the cost is more, but it lasts so much longer.
Yeah.
So I like my hair to be straight. It's so much more manageable because typically the thicker my hair gets, like I've got super thick hair. So if I don't get something done to it, like that comb is not going through it, and it's going to take me forever to blow dry my hair, to straighten it, and it would always end up in a bun in the top of my head. So I now get Brazilian blowouts, and what it does is you put, the keratin on it, and then she actually straightens my hair with the keratin in it, and it makes it straight. So that's how it's super straight now.
Well, that's awesome. I never tried the keratin, but I always heard about it. Like when I went natural, because I did transition from relaxer to natural and from natural to locks. But my experience with relaxers was quite similar to yours. I didn't get physically sick or physically ill, but after a relaxer, I would typically have like really burned scalp. So I would actually have like scabs in my head from trying to straighten my hair and it burning. So if you've ever had a relaxer, you know the pain that comes along with that particular type of beauty. And then as I got older, and it also depended on the type of relaxers and the stylist that I used and what relaxer they were using on my hair at the time. But I started to get one that would cause such bad dandruff. Like you could see the whiteness on my scalp from just such built up dandruff. And so my hair was itchy all the time. And believe it or not, that's not what made me go natural. I just and this is very important, ladies. I always said to myself, like I couldn't go natural. Like I could never go natural. Natural is not for me. I wouldn't look good. I won't look good. And one day I was like, I'm just going for it. Like, I feel like I'll look good with anything. And like, it was almost like a shift in my self-love or my self-esteem, like I went for it. And believe it or not, it was drastic. I had lost a lot of weight and I wanted to do something different. And I was already kind of going natural and had stopped getting the relaxers as much. And I chopped all my hair off. And my husband was like, I can't stay home while you chop your hair off. I can't do it. And so he left. But when he came back, he was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like it was a big moment for me because one, he loved it, but two, I loved it and I felt good. And just to no longer have to worry about the relaxers and the straightening and things like that. And once I did the big chop and my hair eventually started to grow again, I would only like go and get my hair straightened. And that was typically a flat iron of some sort, just to see what my length was. And I was doing that once a year. And then eventually I transitioned to locks a year and a half ago. So, but my experience with relaxers was not good for my scalp at all. It wasn't healthy for me. There are people that love relaxers, and we're not saying anything is wrong with that. That is your choice. I think just for us, it wasn't helping us. You know, it was hurting us more.
Absolutely. I am with you because I did leave out that part. The chemical burn
Yes.
it would hurt the most because like you get ready to comb your hair and you got scabs and stuff like that. Yeah, that part was horrible, but I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't have that experience. We just do.
We did.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, long or short? What makes you feel the best?
Oh my goodness, that is such a good question. Because one, my hair has never been one to like grow really long. Like it always gets about shoulder length and stops. So I'm excited to see how long these locks get. And I'm excited to see them get long. But to be honest with you, Angela, when I did the big chop, like I felt like my confidence level, like, oh my gosh, I look back at pictures that I took the day that I cut my hair and it was like so short. And I remember your husband texting Emmanuel and was like, oh, you got a Lupita. And Lupita is gorgeous. And I was like, oh. So I do think short hair like just boosted my confidence in a way that I never thought it could. It made me feel like I could really and truly rock anything and be beautiful. What about you?
I like that. So I've never had a big chop. And I actually was talking to my husband earlier today, like after I had the baby, I told him, I don't know, I've never had a big chop, like short, pixie, itty bitty short hair, but I think that's something that I may do. And I feel more confident with shorter hair because I had longer hair in like high school and in junior high. Like it wasn't like all the way down my back, but it got like to my chest area. And I feel like it makes me look older. And it's so thick that I literally don't fix it whenever it's longer. All I do is put it up in a bun, and like I feel like that defeats the whole purpose. So I personally feel more confident with shorter hair, like shoulder length or maybe a little bit shorter. But I think I want to go for a big chop, like maybe not big, but kind of really short pixie at some point.
I think it would be gorgeous with a pixie. Like, of course, I like. For those who are not listening from our hometown, like me and Angela have been friends since like school, like high school. And so I've seen like your hair growth transition. So I've seen you with long hair, I've seen you with short hair, and I love your short hairstyles. I do see more confidence in you with your shorter hair. You just rock them. You know, they make you feel like you're I don't know if I should say you're the
you can say it. I'm the shit. I'm the shit. Yeah, like you do. I mean, that it just gives you that confidence, you know. It's like you do feel, I think we're kind of like it the same, where you just feel, I mean, because you know, whenever you rock shorter hair, a lot more of your face and things are out. So I guess we can go into that a little bit, how I feel like right now with my hair, I need it to be a little bit longer, right? A little bit more motherly, and it kind of hides some things for me. But you know, our hair, it does have a lot to do with confidence, and I guess it does take a lot of confidence to rock a short hairstyle,
It
you know?
does. You have to own it. When you do something like that, you have to own it. When I started my transition with locks, and I think you and I briefly talked about this. When I started my transition with locks, it was a big deal for me because my hair, it didn't look like this. It didn't look like locks. Like it was very short and it started out with braids and it just looked like little strings in my head. And I felt like I had to, like, our hair, for whatever reason, our confidence lies in that. And I needed to do something to make me feel beautiful. I knew I wanted the locks, and I knew I wanted the full process because I had the choice to do like lock extensions and all these other things. And people who do that, that's totally okay. But I wanted the full experience of starting small and growing my own locks. And so starting out with those little strings that I call like little sting worms or whatever on my head, it was like tough. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
when I started, like I already wore makeup, but I didn't wear a lot to work and stuff like that. But when I started doing that, like I had to put on eyeshadow, I had to put on something that made me own what I was doing with my hair. Like, no, I'm not makeup. No, makeup doesn't make me or make me beautiful, but it made me feel more confident in what I was doing with my hair, and I was able to rock it. So
Mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
definitely get a lot of energy from our hair.
Absolutely. And I'm the same way. Like, and we kind of discussed this, you know, last week. Just she and I in conversation about how whenever we're going through things with our body, I typically turn to makeup too. Like I, you know, probably in my first or second trimester started to feel less confident. So to help me boost my confidence, I started wearing more makeup. And I find like now when I put a little bit of makeup on, you know, it helps my confidence so much more. So that's the same thing with our hair, like whether you rock long hair, short hair, a weave, a wig, braids, locks, whatever you rock, you know, just wear it with confidence. So, I guess we'll talk about what we do to tame our hair.
Oh gosh.
So
Let's
you
start
want
with
to
that.
start?
Do
Yeah. So
do
I guess we'll start with like what we do to like wash and like cleanse and do that part.
Okay, I'll jump right in.
Okay.
And I have my products here as well. So if you've tried locks or have locks or you're growing some now, you know that sometimes itchy scalp and dandruff can come along with that, with locks. And I actually, that's been the case for me recently. So I'm trying something new, and I haven't tried it at all yet, but I'm excited to try it. So I really just like kind of Googled what shampoo is out there that's going to be good for me with locks, that are good for dandruff and itchy scalp. And I came across this Bay Body tea tree oil shampoo, and it has tea tree oil, argan oil, almond, camellia seed oil, avocado oil, and keratin. And it's supposed to be really, really good for dandruff and for itchy scalp. So I'm excited to use that. And I know you only use a few products. I've always been like one of those people that sometimes I have to transition between products because I've always had an itchy scalp. Actually, dandruff can come very quickly for me. So I also try Design Essentials, which is a honey cream moisture retention shampoo. I have the Design Essentials Oat and Protein and Henna deep cleansing shampoo. And then I also have the Rosemary and Mint Design Essentials conditioner.
Okay.
Now that's just to wash my hair, and I don't use them all together. I may use them interchangeably. I may like do one week for the itchy scalp, and maybe later in the week or the next week do the moisture. I don't always combine them, but you can.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, so do you go from one to the next to the next to the next, every time? I'm like, girl, you got a routine there.
No, I try not. I don't typically do like all the shampoos. I
Okay.
will do like I may do the dandruff shampoo or the moisture shampoo, and then end with something with moisture, the conditioner, or I may do the moisture shampoo and then the conditioner. But I do always try to add moisture back in.
Okay. And then after you do your shampoo, then you go ahead and do your moisturizer.
Correct. And my
Mhm.
moisturizer is actually oils. So I have it is by Notorious Locks. I just found them during this whole crazy pandemic. I've been trying to find things that are good for my hair that I can use daily that are going to give me the moisture that I need for my hair. And I have naturally, like I said, I naturally get dandruff and itchy scalp, but I have naturally dry hair as well. Even when I was natural, my hair was so coily. And so I had to keep moisture on my hair and oils on my hair to keep it fed, so to speak. And so I found this Notorious Locks. It is a hydrating lock mist that I use daily, and a revitalizing lock elixir that I also use daily. And then my hairstylist, she makes me some stuff as well that has essential oils and coconut oil and things like that. So she makes me a blend of mixtures that I can use every day on my hair also. So it's a process, girl.
Do you blow dry your hair?
I can blow dry my hair. I'm big on letting it air dry.
Okay.
But I can blow dry it if I want to, but I try not to use a lot of heat. I actually have not blow dried. Blow dried? I haven't blow
Or blow
dried it.
dry? Is it
Blow
blow dried or
dried?
blow dried? I think it's blow dried.
No, blow dried. I don't think I've done it in the year and a half that I've been growing out my locks. So I haven't blow dried my hair since I was actually natural, like with my coily hair.
Okay, and then what about like upkeep? How often do you have to go and get it like twisted?
That's a
And-
good question. I call it retightening or
Okay.
retying because I do the interlock method. There's a difference with locks as well. There's an interlock method. There is a twisting method. I do interlocking and palm rolling. So people are getting educated today on
I'm
locks.
telling you, yes. Explain this to us, please.
So, retightening is if you are doing the interlocking method. An interlocking method, they use a tool where they twist your hair and then interlock it back into your roots. Like that tool is curved and it goes back into your roots. And so it's just tightening closer to your scalp. And then when you are doing a retwist, it's actually just you're taking that hair and you're just twisting it back to the scalp. And with that, you use a holding product or something like that. I'm not as familiar with the twisting method because it's not the method that I chose. But I do go back for retightenings every 6 weeks. Everybody doesn't go back every 6 weeks. Like I'm getting close to having to go back because I just like my hair. I'd like for mine to look more upkept and neat and put together, and for you to see my parts and things like that. There are a lot of people that like the natural lock look, and so they may not go back as often as I go back. They may go back every 4 months, every 6 months. So it's a preference. And for me, I go back every 6 weeks.
Gotcha. And see, like me looking at your hair, and if y'all are on YouTube, you can see this, but I'm like, it looks fresh to me. Like, I don't know. And I guess because like me seeing your hair like this, and I'm excited like to watch your growth journey and to see it like I can picture your hair like in so many different hairstyles, and I feel like it's totally you. Like of the people or friends that I know that could rock that, like you totally can.
Oh, thank you, friend.
I love it. Yeah. And check out that jewel that's in her hair. I'm just saying.
I
It is
know.
beautiful. It's pretty.
The jewelry is actually new. Like it's very new. It's not something that I've always gotten. It's just this last month I went and she was like, "Do you want jewelry? You want to try jewelry?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll try some jewelry." And I'm all yogi out right now, like doing all my yogi stuff. So I have a lotus flower there and some feathers. But yeah, that's brand new for me. So I'm glad everybody's liked them. Everybody's kind of said, "Hey, I like those." So it was good for me to hear that because I wasn't sure if I was going to get them again.
Yeah, like they're cute. Okay, so let me share what I use.
Yes.
So I've transitioned to so many shampoos, so many conditioners. I am a simple, like I just want two things that work. If I have to do a lot of steps, I'm not going to do them. I sometimes get lazy with my hair, especially in the summer. Just because like I used to live by the pool basically. So if I had to wash my hair, then I want it to be quick and easy. And sometimes I air dry it, sometimes I'll blow dry it, just depends. So this is the latest thing that I'm using. I use the Brazilian Keratin Therapy shampoo and the conditioner. So I was using a different shampoo that I did love, but I happened to go into the Walgreens one day and I saw this and I was like, it's sulfate free. That sounds pretty good. And it says ever straightening because I like my hair to be super straight because it does get really curly. And so far this has been working for me. So I wash my hair about once a week, cleanse it with the shampoo. Then I put the conditioner on it. After that, I'm super limited, or yeah, that's the word I'll use. Limited with what else I use. So I always use this. It's the Silk Amino Peptide Therapy. It's Stegall. It is basically it helps my hair get a little bit of shine. I like to put it on right before I blow dry it. And then this stuff is amazing. It's by Stegall as well. So it's a cruelty-free line and it's a good edge tamer. I like to put it on my edges, and you could also use it like all over your hair just as a straightener. So I've used it like after I blow dry my hair, section it off and put just a little bit like on my fingertips, and it literally makes my hair feel amazing. It holds, it lasts longer, and it gives it just a little bit of shine. And then the only other thing that I ever use on my hair, bump ba dum, is Due Date Oil, or I'll use our One Drop Wonder. So these are both Lime Life products. Due Date Oil, it helps with my flyaways. I like to use it at the front of my hair just because it's going to help it look shiny and it's going to smooth it out. And then sometimes I'll put just a little bit of One Drop Wonder on my hair. I'll put it in my hands and go all the way through it. And it just makes the texture so much better. So it's not oily, but it's like kind of glossy.
Oh my God, girl. Like I had no idea I could use the Due Date and the One Drop Wonder. I have that right now in my bathroom. I had no idea I could use that on my hair. And you did tell me you were going to send me the name of that edge tamer so I can try it. So
I thought about that.
Yes, you'll have to send that to me so I can try it. Right now I'm trying the Notorious Locks edge tamer. I didn't bring that in here with me, but I am trying that, and I'm open to trying other edge tamers as well. So how often do you get your keratin treatment, or is it a Brazilian blowout? What's the name of it again?
It's pretty much the same.
Okay.
A
How often do
Brazilian.
you do that?
I do it about every 6 months. Yeah, because I mean, and I have gone to where it was like 7 months because I only got it done one time since I've been pregnant. Actually, one time all year. So I do it, about 6 months, but I can go even longer. I can tell when it's time because, like me, I like for you to be able to see my part. Of course, a straightener helps. Oh, I brought my straightener in here. This is a straightener that I love. It is a chi. Um, nope. You know what? It's not a. Is this a chi? I don't know what a chi is. Let's see. It says Paul Mitchell Pro Tools. So maybe it's not a chi. Otherwise, it would say chi. So if y'all are watching the YouTube, you can see it. But if not, let me tell you about it. It is a Paul Mitchell Pro Tools Express Ion Smooth. And I kick this sucker up to 450 degrees. I feel like we're probably not supposed to do that because hairstylists are like, you should not put it on the highest setting, but I totally do. So you may want to talk to your hairstylist about what you should do for your hair, but this is
You're
what
not professionals, so
just an FYI, I burn the heck out of mine, but no, it's not really burnt. I try not to leave it on that long, but it gets my hair super straight the way that I like it.
Well, that's awesome. That's one of the beauties of my locks as well, is that like I used to have when you said you had a chi, I used to have a pink chi, just like that. And like I've given all of that stuff to my sister now, I think, because I have no use for it anymore. I still have all these products that I'm trying to find the best one for my hair. And if you're natural or if you have locks, and you don't even have locks, but you've transitioned. And so that you go through a lot of products until you find the one that your hair loves. Our hair is so different. Your hair could love something that my hair hates. And so sometimes it takes us a few run throughs to find something that our hair loves and that we can stick with. And I think I'm still figuring that out with my products. Like I would love to find something that gives my hair moisture and also takes care of the dandruff. So I don't have to use like 3 shampoos or 2 shampoos. But that's just the way our hair is right now, and it's so different. But that's one of the things that I love about us and our hair as well, is that it can be many things and you can wear it many ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree because I'm still like, if there was something that I found that I felt was better as far as like my shampoo and conditioner, I probably would switch to it. So it's like, it is a transition. And right now I'm trying to figure out, like, without straightening my hair, what products I want to use, because I want to rock the wavy, like natural curly hair because it'll still curl some, a little bit.
Yep.
And I haven't discovered that. So as soon as I discover what works, maybe we'll do another hair episode.
Maybe we will. Before we wrap up, I do want to ask you, do you think, so we talked about how much our hair like means to us and how much energy and self-esteem we pull from our hair. Back when I was younger, I used to think that longer hair was more beautiful. It was the way to go, the way to be. And as I told you, my hair never got past my shoulders. And so growing up, I always wanted longer hair, and now I have embraced like my hair as is. And like I said, I feel more confident with even shorter hair now. Do you think that at any time in your life, like, do you have, like, when you're more like going through things like life changes or life experiences, that you're more prone to want to do something drastic with your hair, whether it's something good life changing or something bad life changing? Like I said, my big chop came when I lost 40 pounds, and I just wanted to be like this. I just wanted to do something different and be something different. My life was changing, my body was changing. And so that was my drastic thing. What about you?
Well, for me, when the seasons change, it's time for me to change my hair. So I am more like, is it summer? Oh, I need a haircut. I need a hair color. Oh, it's about to be winter. I feel like I need a haircut or hair color or both. So I've been dyeing my hair since I was in ninth grade. I started getting highlights, and then my hair's probably been every color under the sun, with the exception of like bright pinks and blues, but I did go green while I was pregnant.
I remember.
And that was kind of a mistake. I was going through some things right there. So I think it's a little bit of seasonal change for me, and then a little bit of when I'm going through life changes as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, when I was, going through first and second trimester, I felt not pretty or unpretty, less confident. And I was like, I told my husband, I was like, I need to do something to my hair. I just got to, because it helps boost that confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit of both.
I 100% understand that and agree, that when you're going through things or when you're just not feeling yourself, like usually we turn to like our hair, like what can I do to my hair that is going to like make me feel better.
Hmm.
And so I just thought that was an interesting question to ask, because I feel like a lot of women have that experience with their hair or with doing something drastic, when we're going through these life changes. And I think it's important to let women know, like, you're not alone. Like, we all go through stuff and we all typically turn to our hair. So whether you are deciding to do a big chop or dye your hair green,
Girl, go for it.
you are not alone. We are right there with you. So just know that.
Absolutely. So, okay, last question, I think. Emmanuel, he mentioned that you were beautiful with short hair. Do
Mhm.
you think he prefers your hair short, long, or what does he think?
Oh my gosh. You know what? He hasn't ever said, because, and this is so cheesy, but I feel like he thinks I'm beautiful with whatever I do or whatever I get. Because now that I have locks, he's just like, he likes to touch it and he's like, it just looks so beautiful. Or when I wash it, he wants to smell it. I'm usually like, dude, back up. He's like, but it smells so good.
Oh, he sounds
So
so awesome.
he just like, he rolls with it. And honestly, I think everything that I do, like, he has always, and I will say, like, when I did the big chop, that was a big deal for him, because, like, I don't know, men sometimes when men are with women and they chop their hair off, like, they have to somehow like adjust to that. And for me, I woke up that morning and I was like, my friend Manika's coming to cut my hair. And he was like, cut it how? And he knows Manika. He was like, what is Manika doing to your hair? It's like, Manika's gonna come and chop it off. And
Right.
he literally had to leave and go to the bar. He was like, I can't be here. And so I won't say that he didn't feel some type of way initially that day, but when he got home, it was like light bulb. Like, what was I thinking? Like, you are beautiful. Like, he legit said those words. And that's what I was like, well, shoot. I guess I married you for a reason.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna tell you about my man.
Tell me about Nick.
No, I mean, he's good. He prefers my hair long,
Okay.
and he tells me, you're just going to do what you want to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes it when I cut it.
They
But
always do.
yeah, but he totally prefers my hair long. And I was telling him, I was going to do a big chop. He's like, well, you do whatever you want anyway. So I do, in a way, kind of feel like they get emotionally attached to our hair too.
That's what I was looking for earlier when I said they kind of feel some type of way about it. They have to adjust to it because they have an emotional attachment to our hair and who we are, like how we look. Like, I don't know what's gonna, like, they have that emotional attachment to that hair too. And I don't even think they realize it until we're like, we're about to cut it off.
Uh-huh. Girl, I might just surprise them next time. Like, I'll leave as me and come back as, I don't, and Jay.
Exactly.
So he might get a surprise whenever I do my next shop.
That would be nice. That would be nice to surprise him. I still think that he would still like accept it either way. And I think they're getting to that point where they're like, Emmanuel's kind of like, you're gonna do it anyway. And he loves it when I do it, but he's like, you're gonna do it anyway. It's your hair. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're at that point now.
They kind of get a new wife, you know? We just keep upgrading.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, oh, guess who's coming home today?
Telling you, girl.
That's a whole nother podcast because we're gonna be talking about how to keep it spicy.
Yes, we are. Yeah, so I guess we will wrap this thing up. For me, coming up, like again, we have our holiday collections coming up. So by the time y'all hear this, our holiday collection should be pretty much launching with Lime Life. So I'll have that link here. I am happy to help you with all of your holiday shopping needs. I may or may not have a baby by this time when this hits um, live. And I'll be transitioning more into motherhood. So what about you?
I'm so excited about you transitioning into motherhood. I'm so excited. But as I said on the last podcast, this should come out before my actual event, but I'm going to be guest speaking with a women's conference, which is hosted by Queening in My Purpose. That's going to be here in San Antonio, Texas. It's going to be on November the 14th. And then I also have on November 15th, a Zoom that's going to be coming up where I'm going to be chatting. You're going to be chatting with the author, who is myself, in regards to my book that I released. And so you'll be able to ask me questions. If you have questions, if you're interested in what's in the book, my experiences, or how I even decided to write the book, or how my husband felt about me writing the book and sharing some things, I'm going to be open to answering all of those questions. So if you don't have the book, grab the book. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. It's out there. And it is called Your Guide to True Self-Love. So grab that. That's what's coming up on next month, which is November.
Awesome. So I guess that is it, friends. We are done with another episode, and this one was all about our hair. So we hope that you subscribe to the channel, share it with your girlfriends and your guy friends because they need to hear all the goods. And we will talk to y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.